everyone, Kathy the Vegan Prepper here, and today we are getting some really inexpensive produce while helping to prevent food waste in the Phoenix area. Let's get right into it. Vegan Prepper. Vegan Prepper. All right, we are up pretty early on a Saturday morning to come pick up this produce, but apparently not quite early enough. This line is super long. But I think the wait is going to be worth it. So basically this organization is called P.O.W.W.O.W. That's the acronym. It stands for Produce on Wheels Without Waste. And it's just a great organization, a nonprofit that rescues produce on its way to landfills and instead packages it up and gets it to people at a very inexpensive price. So we're going to basically trade $15 for up to 70 pounds of produce. And this week, I'm pretty sure we're getting jalapenos, which I definitely don't need, but still, we're getting green beans and tomatoes, possibly watermelon, acorn squash. We're getting a lot of stuff. The organization is fantastic. It raises awareness about food waste. And I think especially at times like this, with things the way that they are, people are having a hard time getting access to food. The fact that it's being wasted even still on such a large scale is truly tragic, if not slightly criminal. But I am really happy that there are organizations like this that exist that are working to change that. So even if you don't live in the Phoenix area, definitely look around and see if you have any food rescue programs in your area where you can get some produce, hopefully for an inexpensive price that will save it from the landfill. But I'm not entirely sure I'm going to film the actual drop. It's a church about 10 miles from my house, but I'm not sure that I necessarily want to put a stamp on where we are in the valley. But basically every week, I think, you can find the Facebook page. I'll link it down below where you can get the drop locations and the times and everything. Every week, certain locations around the valley, typically churches, will have a place. And actually, it's not even only Christian churches, which I think is fantastic. There's last week, one of the drops was at an Islamic mosque. And so they just kind of are everywhere in the valley. And I love that everyone participates, but you just find your drop place and you go, but definitely get there early. We were aiming to be here a little after 6:30 and it was just not early enough. So anyway, yeah, that's it. So I will go and possibly film the actual getting of the boxes, but you'll at least see what we get when I get home. All right, I'm over in the driver's seat now. Adam he took off, he ran off literally. It's taking a little longer than we expected. He is doing a 10-mile run this weekend, so it worked out kind of perfect. I don't know if I mentioned it. This drop is about 10 miles from our house. So anyway, he's basically just gonna go run home and we'll see him there in a little while. All right, now that we are actually in the parking lot, it's going a lot faster. It's a lot of stuff going into our trunk. All right, here is what I ended up getting. A very decent haul, if you ask me. We got some on the vine tomatoes, some Roma tomatoes, and if I'm remembering correctly, the Romas are organic, but the on the vine ones are not. We've got some non-organic peppers, organic eggplants, and these are actually, though, if you've priced organic eggplant in the store, this alone is probably close to $15 worth of produce. Some bags of organic mini cucumbers. And so I was just going to point out one of these, look, it does have some mold on it, and that's kind of expected for produce that is kind of on its way to the landfill. You will get a couple of little duds here and there, or stuff that has spots, because honestly, that is the reason a lot of times that it's being thrown out, is because of just the tiniest imperfection. From what I have learned, it seems like if anything has the slightest imperfection, like just one thing in one box, they can toss the entire box. And I don't know if they can then claim some sort of loss, like where it's actually cheaper and easier for them to just throw things away than it is for them to pick through and find what's still good. I don't know. But anyway, programs like this are fantastic. We also got 1 acorn squash, 3 spaghetti squash. As far as I know, these are all conventional. And then I got all of these cucumbers here. It looks like 11 cucumbers, probably conventional, but overall, I am very pleased with this haul. We didn't get any jalapenos. We didn't get any Anaheim chilies. I was expecting both of those things. And we didn't get any watermelon. Different sites, when you do this, if you are in the Phoenix area, just you are aware, each site usually has a different collection of things. And so there are some sites today that are also getting grape tomatoes, and we didn't get any of those. So I'm not entirely sure that I got everything that I was supposed to get. As I got to the front of the line, there was a point where they were splitting cars off into 2 lines. I heard talk that they can't make the boxes fast enough, so then we need to go back to 1 line, is what I heard a lady telling like one of the people that was splitting the cars. So I'm wondering if I'm missing something, but I'll obviously, like I said, the jalapenos, I definitely don't need jalapenos. Have y'all seen my jalapeno bushes? Yeah, I'm definitely pretty set on jalapenos, but I was really looking forward to those Anaheim chilies. But, you know, regardless, I'm very grateful for what we got. I'm super happy with this program. I hope that you have something similar in your area. If not, then your choice for preventing food waste may be something like, is it like Imperfect Foods or Misfits Market? Both of those I think are great choices. However, they are definitely for profit as far as I understand, and there's not necessarily anything wrong with that, but it's not nearly as much of a savings as this is. But you know, maybe a little less trouble. It'll come to your house rather than you having to go out and wait for an hour to get a box. So that would definitely be my tip too. If you're in the Phoenix area, plan on showing up more like 6 o'clock. Maybe even a little earlier. You'll either do your waiting on the front side or on the back side. So we ended up doing our waiting on the back. Even though we got there at like 6:30, I was there for probably close to an hour. So, or actually, no, I was officially there a little over an hour waiting to get through that line. So about 30 minutes of it was before they started. So then I was pulling out of the parking lot around 7:45. So it took about 45 minutes to get through the line. From my position where I was, even though I got there at 6:30. So definitely getting there early is your best bet. So anyway, I guess that's it. And hopefully you got something out of that. Definitely be looking for some videos on what I'm doing with all of this. First plan really, I think, is to make some big batches of soup and or chili and freeze them. So that's probably the plan for most of the eggplant and a lot of the tomatoes, to sort of turn it into chili. And then I'm still not 100% sure on the cucumbers, but I'm sure you guys will see pretty soon. All right, as always, I hope the rest of your day is good and your life stays wonderful. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.